Hey curly crafters, so today I have a really exciting t-shirt for you. If you haven't guessed it already, I'm making a complicated Venom cutout. I'm gonna do it on a black t-shirt with some white iron on. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and send this to my machine. And normally how I find my images for stuff that's like harder to do is I use black and white clip art. So I looked up black and white Venom clip art, found a picture I liked, and then imported it into the Canvas Workspace. So I have sent my image over to my ScanNCut. I'm going to be leaving it this size, which is about 10 by 9. And then I'm going to be back to you guys from the DX ScanNCut. Alright guys, so I have already loaded in my blade over there. It's pretty simple, and I've got my design pulled up with the measurements. It's going to be 8.29 feet high, 9.18 feet wide. So I am going to go ahead and load my mat in. So all you do is line your mat up and hit this button right here to load. It loads your mat pretty perfectly, and then I'm going to hit OK again, and I'm going to scan in my materials just so I can make sure I have my figure lined up, because I did cut down my vinyl because it was longer than my mat. So I cut it down to about the size of my design. So I'm just scanning it in to be sure that he's going to fit on there. And I'm going to move a little closer so you guys can see what I'm going to do now. Alright, so now that I'm in here, you can see where my paper is. That's this part right here. I'm going to go into edit. This is what I would normally do if it were a little off. I would click that button to move it. But he's already pretty much exactly where he needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. OK again. And then it says please select, so I'm going to select cut. So it's processing that. You want to make sure whenever you're doing a t-shirt design, it always says half cut is on. And as you can see, I've already got it set to auto and the speed is 5. It's going to take 13 minutes because it's a lot of lines to cut. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. And it's going to start cutting my design. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, stop our recording, and come back with the weeded project. So we can go ahead and move into how to apply it to our t-shirt. This is going to be so cool, guys. I can't wait to see the finished results. Alright guys, it's not weeded yet, but I just wanted to come and show you that I have some pieces that are already sticking up. This job did take 13 minutes and it is a lot of cuts. So I am a little concerned that I have these pieces sticking up, but we're still going to go ahead and weed it and see what happened, and I'll be back to let you know how it went. Alright, so I am back with my mostly weeded picture. Let me tell you guys, it was crazy trying to weed this picture. Looking at it in the light, I still missed a little bit. Gonna get it real quick, but it was crazy hard. It definitely taught me a lesson in making sure I look at the cut lines, not just the picture, to make sure it's okay. I've got a couple of stray pieces that I'm not sure. Do they belong? Do they not belong? It took 13 minutes to cut this file because this file had a lot of tiny little lines to be weeded. Like very, very small lines like that one to be weeded. I left some of them in there because I just got frustrated. I got confused. I didn't know what I was supposed to be weeding, what I was not supposed to be weeding. I was pretty sure I was weeding some things that I shouldn't have weeded. I'm pretty sure I took out a whole section of this design, but it still looks pretty good. All that being said, and I'm still going to put it on this shirt because I've already printed it out and cut it and spent all this time weeding it. So I will be using it. So I'm heating up my Cricut EasyPress right now. It's supposed to be set on 315 degrees. I used the little interactive app to find out the correct settings. It's 315 degrees and 30 seconds for 100% cotton. So first I am going to go ahead and we'll finish letting this heat up, but first it wants you to preheat it for 5 seconds. Then it wants you to apply heat and gentle pressure for 30 seconds. Flip the material and press for 15 more seconds. Peel, warm, and enjoy. So it seems like my machine just finished heating up. So I'm going to, this black top just seems dusty to me, but I'm going to go ahead and preheat it for the 5 seconds that they recommend. To get it nice and flat. I still have a couple of wrinkles in here, so I am actually going to preheat it one more time just to make sure all of those wrinkles get out. I'm going to kind of move it in an iron-like motion, because the last thing I want to do is put this design on top of a wrinkle, and it messes up this design that I've spent 50,000 hours weeding in the first place. Just got one more wrinkle, and maybe it's just because this shirt is 100% cotton and it came rolled up that it is so wrinkled, but I don't want to take any chances. So now I'm going to not put my design on upside down. I'm going to put my design on it where I would like it to be, which is kind of about right here. Maybe right about here. And I'm going to go ahead and put my Cricut EasyPress on here, and gentle pressure means basically just putting one hand on it, so I'm going to do that. And it didn't say to use a Teflon sheet, so I am not. Alright, so it has beeped. It says that 30 seconds is up. My design should basically be adhered. I'm going to flip it and then press for 15 more seconds. All right, so it feels warm to me, so I'm going to start peeling it. And it is peeling right off. I see at least 1 or 2 places where I did not finish weeding it. I missed this spot right here, and then I had a couple of scrap pieces that I just couldn't get off the paper that I decided to be okay with it being on my shirt. But this looks pretty dope, guys. I really like it. It didn't come out perfect, but it came out close enough. So here is my finished product. Yeah, so here's the finished shirt. I think it came out pretty good. This definitely taught me a lesson about my cut files. It literally took me almost a half hour, maybe longer, to weed this. So the big tip from this one is be careful what you choose to cut. Like, be careful of those cut lines, because I really could have deleted some of them and it would have been a lot easier to weed it. So that is the big takeaway from this tutorial Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Oh no, it's Thursday. From this tutorial Thursday is that be careful. So when you do your image in the Canvas Workspace, make sure you specifically look at those cut lines to make sure that you can eliminate any extra lines possible so you don't have such a problem weeding it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you tune in for my next video, which will be coming to you really, really soon. Have a great night.